Hey everybody, welcome to my physical world. I know it's been a long time since I've done a science video or a GIS related video, but such is life. Okay. Anyway, hey, if you're seeing this for the first time, this channel for the first time, please consider subscribing and commenting on the videos and liking and sharing to beat that algorithm. Anyway, today, this is a project I've been wanting to work on for the past couple weeks, obviously. But due to traffic on getting the data, for those that are in the first responder world, GIS people, okay, that traffic has delayed me getting some data, which is okay. It's understandable. I'm not a first responder. I used to be a first responder in my former life as a GIS person, but I am retired now. But here we are looking at Southern California and I'm using QGIS today just so those people that use QGIS can see that you can do image analysis. I'm not doing high end analysis. I'm just doing a visual inspection. But you can use QGIS to look at Landsat data and do that kind of stuff as well. I primarily 99% of the time use ArcGIS Pro. Okay, but anyway, I digress. We are looking at Southern California, and I have two images, Landsat 8 and Landsat 9. Okay, the Landsat 8 passed over the Southern California area on January 6th, which was prior to the big fires. Okay, I mean there was some fire going on at the time, or there was burned areas at that time. Okay, but the main fire happened after that particular date that everybody is familiar with. Okay, so what we're looking at, this is Southern California. I'll explain the bands here pretty soon, but let's get the geography out of the way. This is the Los Angeles basin right here. Okay, this is Pacific Palisade area and Malibu area, and over here are the San Bernardino Mountains. So what are we looking at in terms of bands? I have the bands mapped for bands 7, 5, and 3 of Landsat 8 and 9. Okay, the January 6th is Landsat 8. Okay, remember, Landsat 8 and 9 work in tandem. They're on polar opposites. And so every 8 days, we get a refly over the same area. Okay, prior to 9 going up, it was every 16 days for Landsat 8. Okay, so each satellite has a revisit every 16 days. But these two satellites, 8 and 9, are working in tandem, and you get a refly over every 8 days. Okay, if you guys like Sentinel, you got to revisit every 6 days. All right, so anyway, again, I digress. So we're mapping bands 7, 5, and 3. And I'm applying band 7 to the red channel, band 5 to the blue channel, and band 3 to the green channel. All right, when you use this combination of bands, you're able to see very, very healthy vegetation or broadleaf types of vegetation show up in shades of green. Okay, the brighter the green, the more vivid the vegetation is. Okay, so if we're looking at these mountains, quite vivid vegetation. Okay, that's with all the greens using this band combination. And this band combination is primarily used for looking at forest fires, okay, or looking at wildfires, whatever you want. Now, what am I looking for? Well, I am looking for these in the midst of all this lush green stuff. I'm looking for these red to brown values. Okay. Now, this is this right here, this area right here was a previous wildfire burn, and you are seeing bare ground. Okay, and I like this combination, this band combination, because it's logical. Okay, you think of trees, you think green. You think of burned areas, you think of brown. Okay, get the idea? That's why I like this, and really that's why the engineers that invented Landsat came up with this band combination. All right, so it gives you a good visual. So this right here was a previous fire. And down here near Malibu was the previous Malibu fire that they had right here. Okay, so this is the burn area of that previous Malibu fire. Now whoops, I zoomed out here. All right, now up here, this is just rocky stuff. This has nothing to do with the fire right up here. Okay, so you have to kind of, when you're doing analysis, visual analysis, you kind of have to understand the history. Okay, so you don't interpret something incorrectly. All right, so some of the red stuff that you'll see in areas other than these two big splotches right here. Some of them were wildfires, but like that area I showed you previously over here, this is not wildfire scar. That's just bare ground rock stuff. Okay. You can also see runoff. See this runoff, this water runoff and stuff. Okay, because back in the floods of a couple years ago, this area was inundated with a lot of water. Okay, and you can see some scarring from that runoff of the water from the mountain areas. Okay, now here's where this is pretty much why you guys are looking at this video in the first place. Is I am going to turn on the January 14th file, which was a couple days ago that Landsat 9 flew over, and I have the same band combination. So I'm going to turn that on, and what I want you to see is this area here and this area here. So I turn those on, and bam. So let's go back and forth a couple times. Get used to this area and this area here. We'll turn these off. Okay, so me turning on the January 14th, you can see the extent of the Pacific Palisades fire area. Okay, right here is the original Malibu fire. And here you have the Pacific Palisades fire. You also have burn right here. And I think this one showed up too. Let me go back. Yep. And so we had a small fire right up in here. And then the Eaton fire, which is right here. And you can actually see, I can use if you look right here. Okay, now resolution of Landsat is like, it's 30 meters. Okay, so we're not going to see rooftops real clear. Okay, but if you look right here, let me turn this off and on again. So concentrate on this area right here. You're seeing burning of burn scars in the city itself. Okay, Not up here in the mountains. I mean, you are seeing them in the mountains too, but you're seeing the burn scar in the urban area right here, not in the actual mountains, okay? And then now here, down here in the Pacific Palisades, the urban area is mixed in, so it's taking up this entire area here, okay? Now this will change reflectivity a little bit. There's nothing really new up here. There might be a few things. I'm believing that there is some burning going on here because I'm seeing this light blue show up, and that light blue usually signifies smoke. But it also could be, well, it's not snow. But yeah, there could be some smoke plume, but we're not seeing any smoke plume here. Of course, it's running off of here, but I'm not showing a band combination that really shows smoke all that well anyway. Okay, but anyway. So as a visual inspection of the fire, then you can go in and you can map out, delineate the areas out. Okay, so let's kind of zoom into the Palisades area. Now, you can see some dots here and there, here and there. That's a building that probably has some white roof and stuff like that. So let's go back to January 6th. Okay, so this lighter blue area like this and this, all that. Now those are structures. Those are urban areas. Okay. The reflectivity is kind of a bluish color for buildings and stuff. Kind of a gray blue. All right, but if we turn on the 14th, a lot of that blue goes away, knowing that we have a lot of fire damage. So I'm going to flick back and forth a couple times, and notice right here, all of this and this. Okay, these are the fire affected areas. Now along the Pacific Coast Highway, in the Malibu, I mean, here's right here where a bunch of the coastal restaurants and stuff were caught on fire. That's in this area here, all the way down the coast. You can't really delineate it too much out like that, really fine tune. That's where you rely on aerial photography, but it gives you the extent of the fire. So all that red is burned area. Okay, so this was prior to. Now here's the original Malibu fire. Now if we turn that on, now we have this new burned area all of here. So that kind of shows you what the extent of the Pacific Palisades fire was. Now let's come over here and go to the Eaton fire. Zoom in this area and take a look at this. See the scar? See the scarring in the residential areas or the urban areas? Okay. Massive damage, people. These people have lost their homes, okay? Whether they're rich or poor, it doesn't matter. They lost their homes. Don't want anybody to do that. But you can see the difference between just less than 10 days, 8 days. 8 days. This is the damage caused in 8 days. There's fire before fire. Fire before fire. So, I'm curious. Let's come on over here. I want to see what's going on here. That could be moisture. That could be moisture. I'd have to do some analysis on some other channels to really pinpoint what that light blue here is, okay? But it's not showing up, it's showing up in these valleys. Could be fog, possibly. Yeah, it's low-lying areas, so I would say that the light blue in this area is ground fog. Okay, that's my analysis, just my experience of overseeing. I bet that's probably fog coming off of that area. Depending on what time, I can't remember what time the flyover is of Landsat in this scene. I mean, I can get it off of the metadata. But anyway, I thought you guys would like to see a visual extent of the fire. Now over here, there was a fire coming off here. So let's take a look at that. That's before, and that's after. So that was pretty good size. And the fire there, and since the 14th, there have been some other fires taking place. One little spot right up here, right here, and then a lot of this is just moisture change in the past week in farmland and stuff like that. But yeah, that's using GIS for spotting wildfires. I don't see anything. I just see fluctuations in agriculture within the 8 days, but I don't see any fires or stuff. Now another layer that you could actually look at, and let me see if I can do this. Now it's not going to be color coded or anything, but I'm going to come up here and I'm going to add one other layer. Let's go, this is the 14th, and I want, that's ground radiation 10, band 10. Now this is 60 sorry, this is 60 meter resolution, but let's just see if I can pick something out here. Let's open this up and see what this looks like. Band 10 is thermal. Yeah. Okay. So band 10 is thermal. So that's surface temperature. Okay. So we're seeing some hot stuff here, and here. Okay. Now, in a profession, I would take the thermal band and make it red. That way it would show up, bright red or something like that, so you can really spot the heat. But this is the thermal layer, and that's what that's showing is surface temperature. Now, I haven't mapped it to find out what the temperature is or anything like that, but that's not what this video is for. But anyway, I thought you guys would like to see the extent of the wildfires in Southern California. And if you're a QGIS person, you can do this stuff in there. Anyway, you guys have a great day. I hope this was informative to you, and I will see you guys in the next video. See you later.